Welcome back to Circle Club Entertainment for yet another Diecast review here on the channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at another NASCAR Authentics exclusive from 2023 from this official Darlington Throwback wave. Here is Austin Hill and his 2023 Bennett Transportation and Logistics number 21 Chevrolet Camaro for Richard Childress in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. This right here is a throwback to Kevin Harvick and his 2006 Chevrolet. Of course, it was the Coast Guard Chevrolet at the time. And it was his 2006 Busch Series Championship car, which was with that Coast Guard paint scheme. And that is what this Bennett Chevrolet Camaro is resembling quite well. I'd say this is a pretty good representation of that original paint scheme on the modern Busch Series car, Xfinity Series car, I meant to say. Sometimes there's times where I still call it the Busch Series, and it's the Xfinity Series. But nonetheless, really cool to have another canceled DMP car get made. Of course, Austin Hill being one of the more polarizing figures in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Getting some merchandise made for his fans, which is super cool. Austin Hill has a pretty decent history in the NASCAR Authentics and the other series, including trucks and things like that, of that nature. But really cool to have his Xfinity Series throwback. Love getting those. And of course, here's the back. The rest of them are not exclusive except the 2 and the 21, which we're reviewing today, that number 21 Xfinity car, and of course the Sheldon Creed, which I'm still trying to find that car. I still have not found this car, which is also a Kevin Harvick throwback. But today, we're going to be talking about Austin Hill and his Bennett throwback. This is a really cool car. Of course, I remember that paint scheme, the original paint scheme from the I think it was like NASCAR PSP, or one of those older NASCAR games from like 2006. I kind of remember seeing that car in there. I might be wrong. But nonetheless, I have seen that paint scheme before. It's a pretty cool looking car. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get this diecast out of the box, ready to be reviewed. Alright folks, here it is, brand new out of the box, and wow. Right off the bat, I really like the color of the blue. Like the blue and the orange looks so good together, and the orange is really nice. It's like kind of like, it's sort of like a mix of like, I feel like to my eyes, it's a little bit brighter. Wow, it really looks good though, just mixed with the dark blue, navy bluish color, but it's a bit more on the brighter side of like the navy blue, but it's definitely a dark blue compared to most others. But wow, really enjoy this one. As I was saying, to say throwback to Kevin Harvick's 2006 Busch Series Championship car. Of course, it was the Coast Guard was his primary paint scheme. I'll even put up a picture of it. It should pop up right about now. You'll see a picture of it. That was the original car from 2006. Of course, the good old Kevin Harvick bushwhacker days. Of course, he was really a bushwhacker, won a bunch of races, and even won the championship. So Kevin Harvick literally is one of those drivers running multiple series, winning a whole bunch of races. So that's kind of a retrospective there. Harvick does not do that as much anymore. But without further ado, let's get the official diecast review on. So on the front of this car, you have number 21, Camaro RCR, and of course, I always mess this up. I don't know if that says SS or RS. I believe it's SS. I keep messing that up. Let me go look at an actual 124 for a second. Camaro SS! I don't know how I keep messing that up. Of course, this is not the ZL1, so for any of the newer fans that haven't seen the Xfinity car, the difference between Xfinity and Cup, this is the SS, just like the straight Camaro, while the Cup car is the ZL1. Figured I'd bring that up because it's been a while since we last reviewed an Xfinity car. You have number 21 Camaro RCR, and of course ARP and Sunoco on both of the front corners right there. You have Bennett Transportation and Logistics on the hood right there. And it looks like the font has been changed to match Coast Guard on the hood of the car. So you have Goodyear and yellow both on the fenders and on the wheels themselves. Have the yellow Goodyears. Wait, they're not yellow, they're white! The lighting was making it look yellow there for a second. These cars do have the correct white colored Goodyears to match the throwback, which is really cool. The throwback weekend having that style Goodyear. I've always loved the idea of this track having the unique style Goodyears in white. with the yellow on the fender. Of course, you have the 75th anniversary logo for NASCAR, NASCAR Xfinity Series, Cometic, and Arrowhead. You have NASCAR race car number 21, Austin Hill, with the American flag right there. Number 21, you got the little door handle, which is really cool detail for the Xfinity cars. I really like how they have extra detail like that. Really makes it a stock car. You have three race winner stickers. You have Chevrolet, Lucas Oil, Sherwin-Williams, what is it? Red Cap, and is that Cometic on top of the Red Cap logo? It looks like it, kind of small to read. You have United Rentals, Realtree, South Point Casinos, Hotel and Casinos, and then you have Allsco Uniforms. You have Bennett right across the side. And what's funny is that the Bennett logo on the sides and the backs of it and the roof does not match the font that's on the hood. So they did the match of the original logo, the font of the letters, on the hood, but not on the side. Why would they do that? That's weird. That's kind of a little bit unfortunate, because like if they actually matched the font all around, they'd have a closer throwback. Oh well. Still doesn't look bad though. I love how they actually at least letter or color match the lettering to the original. You have Global Industrial on the side right there. You have Global, let's see, globalindustrial.com underneath. It's in the retro style as well, so it kind of matches like what that company's logo would have looked like back in the day. So really cool to have a retroized logo of some of these. I think the rest of them are just the normal style logos. You have, wow, I got a lot of fingerprints on this. You have Okuma Drive for Bennett.com. You have number 21. You have Camaro on the back with the ridiculous quad exhaust sticker package, the Chevrolet Camaro. You have the little rear view camera right there, really, really small. You have Okuma right there. You have Bennett Transportation and Logistics. You have Bennett Transportation and Logistics on the roof as well. Again, it's the modern logo. Why would they put the modern logo? Make it match the throwback, dude. And even on the back, like, I'm fine with the Okuma and the 21, like, being the normal style. But, man, can you at least match the logos to the original? You're doing a throwback for the sake of the Lord. Like, come on, dude. Anyways, that's a small little rant. I just forgot about that. I didn't realize that it didn't match until now. I don't know how. You got number 21 right there on the roof with the Bennett logo. But now it's time for the paint scheme itself. As I was saying, this is a throwback to that Coast Guard Harvick car. Harvick. I just invented a new name. Are we gonna get maybe a Cars movie character called Kevin Harvick? Wow, that was really cringeworthy. I can't believe we're making a Cars movie reference in a freaking throwback Austin Hill video. But yeah, this car is pretty close, and even the original car was number 21. So, wow, so you didn't really have to change it all that much. It might be like slightly different stylized, because I'm looking at a picture of it. I don't know, it's probably just because it's a different car that just kind of makes certain things look different. But the font is pretty much still the RCR font. The colors are still pretty well matched. I just do not have the diecast of that car. I just don't. I never found it. But yeah, Kevin Harvick got some special throwbacks. And of course, Richard Childress, of course, because Harvick was a Childress driver back in the day when he replaced Dale Earnhardt, and of course also run the Busch Series. They got to do it in his final year of Kevin Harvick in the Cup Series, which is really cool. Xfinity cars with the Harvick throwbacks. Pretty awesome. But let's get a look at this paint scheme here. Let's start off with the numbers. You have the white outline and the orange number fill-in, just like the original had it. If you look all around it, pretty much, I think it matches pretty much on every side of it. Yeah, it does. The number 21 with the orange and the white outline. Pretty good-looking number. I really like the RCR font, and the colors of it just make it really stand out. It really looks fantastic. But now it's time for the paint scheme itself. Let's get a closer look at this diecast right here, this exclusive Austin Hill. So on the front of the car, unfortunately, I do not have a side-by-side comparison. All I have is pictures of this car. But on the front of it, you're going to have the orange underneath, and you're going to have the white outline, and then you're going to have a light blue outline. Pretty interesting choice of colors right there. Of course, the thickest of all the stripes being the orange, because that's like the lower part of the front fascia right there. And then on the sides, you have a really, I don't know if you could call it like flames or like waves, like ocean waves I definitely, it looks more like flames, but I could see how it would be the waves. It's just like the orange that kind of makes it look like flames. I honestly think this is a really sharp design. And what I like about it is because back then there were more contingency sponsors, you couldn't really see the little swoop right there. But because there's less of the contingency sponsors on the modern stock cars, you don't have anything covering up that swoop. This would have been all covered up in like contingencies. You would have never seen that little swoop right there. So the fact that you're actually able to see it better because there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4 contingencies, you could see it better and it looks really nice. You can actually see what the paint scheme was always intended to look like. Kind of cool with these throwbacks, you get to see more details you never saw before. As good. But it's going to kind of swoop and kind of like just curl and just swoop and swoosh across the side right there. Very clean. It doesn't take up the whole side, so you can still see all the dark blue. It's just one of those types of designs where you could still see a lot of the base paint and the just lower portions are covered up in the really nice looking template. Really love it a lot. Still the same light blue with the white outline. The front kind of was like setting up, okay, these are the colors we're going to use, and now we're going to go crazy with it on the side. So really, really cool. This thing looks like it's on fire if it's actually meant to be flames. Looks a lot like it though, because of the color. It leads me to think that. You have the biofuel logo right there for the fuel. And then on the back, you have this really nice like swoop, like the little swoosh. It kind of like rounds off and just flows underneath the bumper, flows into the back bumper right there and leaves this like little gap in the middle, which the original was like that as well. So props for the authenticity. It's just to get like these old Gen 4 cars to fit on a different body can be a little bit kind of tricky for some paint schemes. But this one, I think they did a pretty fantastic job with it. Black spoiler, black roof rails, and the black splitter in the front. And that is pretty much the Austin Hill 2006 Harvick Coast Guard Throwback. Really, really cool looking car. Give you a little 360 view of it. But yeah, really, really cool to finally have some diecast of it. I love it. I never had the original, so the fact that I actually have something that's close to it. And that's what's cool about these throwbacks. You get paint schemes in your collection that you probably would not have gotten because you A, weren't alive, or it just was too rare for you to ever find it. Oh, ship right there. That's just fantastic. But here's the right side of it, close-ups of it. This is an authentic car produced by Lionel Racing and the NASCAR Authentics. This is not a fake custom. Here's the back of the car. Here's the deck lid. Here's the roof and the top profile of these really boxy Xfinity cars. And they get that boxy shape because these are really technically still the old COT. Remember those cars with the wings that they eventually switched it to the spoiler? Which I'm really glad they did. The wing was just kind of atrocious and caused a lot of accidents. And not only that, just looked really, really ugly. Here's the chassis of it. Yeah, this is pretty much the old COT. If you look at it, especially like from the quarter panel, I might even do like an in-depth comparison of those. I always bring this up in the Xfinity reviews of how close these are to the Gen 5s, which I think they pretty much still are the Gen 5s with some like Gen 6, like maybe some added stuff to it. But we'll save that. We'll save that topic for another video. But that is gonna be about it for this diecast. Hopefully you guys are able to find it. What do you guys think of this diecast? I found this in like a Walmart, what do they call it? It was like a Walmart like end cap, whatever they're called. And they had like literally two of this car left. There was one where this was like the good looking quality version, and then there was one where the decal quality was just horrendous. So I got the one that looked the best out of both of them, and I think I did a pretty good choice. There's not really too many major massive errors on this. Maybe small ones, but not so like egregious. So that's always good to see. But anyways, guys, that has been the review of Austin Hill and his 2023 Darlington Throwback. Thank you all for checking out this diecast review. Comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next diecast review here on Circle Club Entertainment. And always remember to make sure you know what you're doing when you're putting decals on your diecasts.